What episode are you on?
Is this episode 6?
Episode 6. What's up, guys? Welcome to the 6th episode of Drunken Ship Podcast. I'm your host.
The 6th episode. Oh my god.
6. You know you're officially producing
6.
more content than 2016. All right.
I think we produced more content with like 2 episodes in. How many podcasts? We had like 3 podcasts and then we broke it up into like 4 podcasts,
format.
right?
Yeah, we had like in a format.
Because we're doing like little chunks, little.
That's the 26 era on YouTube.
What is it? The candy that you get on Halloween fun size? That's what we're doing with like
Fun size content.
our old pod. Those things are a ripoff, right?
You think so?
You always got to go to the house that has like the full size candy bars.
Dude, I will never forget one Halloween. It's like 2004, 2005. I remember in school used to give you like a big bag of Halloween bags, like a paper bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got so much candy it tore. Like it was legit full of candy. That's the most candy I ever had. That's probably the best Halloween I ever had.
Is that like where you guys like went to like room to room, right?
No.
Did you guys do that?
No, this was like.
Did you guys ever like trick or treat like in your school?
No, it's like when we were doing trick or treating outside, 2 different houses. Like our whole entire. It was a fantastic year for trick or treating.
So like your school gave you like bags?
Yeah.
Like to.
For trick or treating. I guess.
So like we like had regular trick or treating, right? Like just but our school also let us do like this thing like where I guess it was like a safe way to do trick or treating. I can't remember if they did it during school or after school, but they had a thing set up where each room you could you like essentially what would happen is like teachers would get like a bunch of candy, right? They would all go to their rooms. And then you could just walk down the halls and go to different classroom to class, and then like get candy and stuff.
Yeah, I hated the popcorn balls. Remember those?
I didn't have a okay, so I didn't have a problem with them, but those things were. It just seemed like you just when you're munching on it, it just seems like you're getting a cavity. But you would have to fight for your life to eat one of those things, right? Like you would have to just be like.
Or people give you like a bag of popcorn, like not the unpop bag of popcorn.
Like the kernels?
Yeah.
Just give you straight up
yeah, like,
who give you just kernels, Tay?
I remember that happened to me a few years. I guess someone like brought
How many? Wait, like in a row?
Like, I guess, or I'm just like thinking of different time periods where like people just gave me like a bag of cooked popcorn.
Just straight up.
Yeah. The packet.
The little kernels.
Not the kernels. Just like
the packet? They gave you the packet?
Yeah, the packet, yeah.
Dude, that's what?
Ghetto.
That's sad as fuck. They literally dug around in their pantry and they're like, all right, what can I get rid of? All right, here you go, kid.
Dude.
Did you make it?
Why does it every time I record a show there's someone that drives so super loud in my house?
I don't know.
What is it, a Kamen Rider?
Oh, I can hear it.
It's so annoying. You done? Oh,
it's actually, always. Wait, do you have your window open?
No, it's down. Actually, I forgot. There's people that live near me that ride some 4-wheelers around here.
Is that what? That can't be a 4-wheeler.
It's a 4-wheeler. They be driving 4-wheelers and motorcycles around here. Every time I do this, same time. They must know me or something. They watch the shit. They watch the shit.
All right, boys, go. It's Wednesday.
Like, I hate that guy.
If you guys don't know, we record this show on Wednesday and we post it on Friday.
Yep. And we post on Fridays every 9 a.m. Eastern time.
At 9 a.m., baby.
Yeah.
Then we also have another show called Shipwreck Monday.
Same time.
Get posted not Monday 9 o'clock.
Well.
A.M.
So, Jordan.
Eastern time.
What's the topics, dude? What we got today? Who eat today? I'm starving.
I just want to put this out. I just want to put this out there. Me and Tay was talking for a full on 2 hours before we started recording the podcast, and we just had to hit start. Dude, yeah, we were like talking forever.
Yeah,
and we're like burning through topics and stuff. Actually, we didn't burn through any of the topics, but we were just like wasting good content. I'd hit record. So we got so some of the topics I found I kind of want to talk about was like just. We are in the generation of remasters for this, like, so PS4, Xbox One, Switch. We've gotten a ton of remasters, right? PS5 revealed they have a new studio logo. It's called PS or Play or is it Sony logo or it's Sony Studios? Well,
PlayStation Studio, called PlayStation Studios.
It's called PlayStation Studios. Okay.
Yeah.
And then is that for PS5?
Yeah, PS5 and up, or maybe on Ghost of Tsushima too, maybe.
So that's what's gonna happen when you boot up your PlayStation.
No, that's not. No, it's only for PlayStation exclusive games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from PlayStation first party games. Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it, it's essentially we can link it down to the comment too. It's pretty much if you ever seen the Marvel Cinematic opening, it's exactly like that. And I think Xbox One had something very similar to that too. I saw on Twitter. Yeah, they had something like that too, just like that, where it was they showed Forza and all that, and I'm like, I guess everyone's capture lightning in a bottle for it.
Super direct. I guess it gives more people more understanding where the studio's coming from. Like how.
Yeah, Fox, I guess. If you have enough titles on your belt, I guess. You want to flex them.
Is PlayStation exclusive, Xbox exclusive not enough for people? The name on the box, they have to do that for people. People don't read anymore.
I guess not.
It's like the same thing with when Fox makes a Marvel movie, then Marvel Studios do a different Marvel movie. They both have the Marvel logo, but Marvel Studios. That's what Marvel Studios had to change it, I believe, because they want to make it clear this is not a Fox movie, it's a Disney Marvel movie.
Oh, okay.
So I guess they're trying to do that now too. I don't know.
But why? I guess if they want to do console exclusive, but it says it right on the box.
Right? Yeah.
It's an exclusive, but I guess they want to have a stamp of approval or I guess something.
I don't know.
Oh well.
It's a cool little thing, but it's on a box.
They're just drip feeding us content right now. We're starving. Yep. Especially we're
in the middle stages.
They've been dangling that PS5 news in our face for a while now.
It's interesting though. Especially today's comments also, how Sony they're letting everybody else do the work for them. They're just silent.
You mean and we can get into why they're being silent because
the guy said
I
can't remember who it was. He was he was saying I guess he was talking about Xboxes, what they doing right now, and he's yeah, they're showing stuff, and he's yeah, we got stuff, but we ain't worried about it. when it happens, it happens. It's I guess they're just confident it's gonna sell. I'm
which I don't know if this is a smarter strategy or not. It kind of reminds me of the strategy Bethesda pulled with Fallout 4, where they completely announced the game. And then it was releasing in 6 months or something. I guess that keep that's enough to hype you up, and then enough time for them to put out ads. From a marketing standpoint, it's probably not good, but from a hype standpoint for people buying it, it might be good. And I feel that might be because maybe the price is going to put people off, because I feel this is going to be very expensive.
That's what they're waiting for. Which they're making Microsoft cards first.
Well. And so it seems what's going to happen is this thing's going to be about $500.
Yeah, it's my expectation, $500 max.
$550, maybe it could. It could also possibly be $600.
Not $600. It's not. They're never doing that again.
Look. I don't say anything is going to go past $600, but it definitely could be $600.
Okay, guys.
If they're talking about if they're talking about. Fuck.
Look at. I know you're going there, but look at PC standards. This is old stuff for PC.
Yeah.
So this is new to console players. So it's gonna be cheap.
Well, we'll see. Because I feel that they're really probably trying to bridge that line between console
and PC.
If they're gonna bridge it, so a decently priced PC right now with a decent amount of power, it's probably $1,200.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you want a decent build, we're not talking about low tier, just medium. About a medium build,
8 GB
probably
RAM.
Looking at $1,200 to $1,400.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at high tier, it's probably around
$1,500
to $2,000 or something like that. Now, if you're looking at a low tier console, it's going to be what, $300? What is a base PS4 selling now?
But 400 is probably 400 is probably the base. Yeah, that's my.
So 400. Yeah. So base $400, right? And that's for an older console. And you want to get high tier, and I mean, I feel like that's what they're trying to do with this. They're trying to. I mean, from our standpoint, from a consumer standpoint, it does seem like they're trying to pull out some stops on this, and it does kind of seem like it might be a high tier console. And if they want to wait around for this long for that price, $600 might be in that ballpark. You know, I mean, at least. But I'm saying like nothing past $600 at you know that would be absurd. Like no one's gonna pay that for a console anyway.
I think Sony learned. That PS3 hurt them badly. That was $600 when it first came out. And it hurt them really bad. They're afraid to do that again. But you also had to realize too, Sony at times can be arrogant when they do a lot of sales. That's how PS2 was when they dominated that generation. Then PS3 came in and just. I mean, it did better. It did sell well, but it
was definitely a hurt because of like their arrogance. Arrogance. I can't say that.
Yeah.
Shit.
And people are kind of afraid of Sony gonna do that again. So I think it's gonna be a more.
I mean, it would be the time, right? I mean, hopefully they learn their lesson.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I feel like that, and this could be why they're waiting for so long, right? Like, they don't want to, because I mean, when the last time they did $600, it hurt them bad, right? But. Maybe they don't really have a choice if they want to have the best, like, you know, the best tech. It might be $600, and maybe that's why they're so hesitant.
That's the thing, though. Isn't Xbox tech more expensive than theirs? Isn't Xbox the strongest console?
I think I think Xbox, yeah, they cost more. It costs more to make an Xbox, right? But I think Microsoft can take a loss on it
because it'd be pocket change to them.
Yeah, right. I mean, Microsoft is a huge company.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're probably willing to take a loss to, you know, get that Xbox in your house because I mean, look, like let's focus. There we go. So like all consoles usually take a loss.
Yeah.
Companies don't make money from consoles. They might,
PlayStation
I don't know, like $5.
They actually announced they made a lot of profit from the PS4. Because apparently their hardware outside of PlayStation is not that well. But they actually made profit from the PS4. They said this like a year or two ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, typically, they don't make... I mean, like, consoles really don't make that much money. I mean, you will make some profit, but you won't make a lot of profit.
Yeah, I see what you're coming from. Yeah.
It's like you sell them the exclusives and stuff.
Yeah.
Exclusives help move, you know, consoles too.
Units.
But, I mean, once you have that it's the games. That's what generates all the cash. It's games, right? And then, I mean, like, that's the whole point of having exclusives, you know, move more consoles, so forth.
Yeah. I think Microsoft's going to hit hard this generation. I just hope they do it right. I've been saying this for, like, since the middle of this generation. Like, Microsoft's going to come back hard this gen. They learned a lot from this generation.
Yeah, especially when they announced they bought all those game studios. I think the next generation for Xbox is going to come out guns blazing. They're going to have some heat. They're going to have some heat next generation.
They have definitely. There's no.
How many studios they buy? They bought like 14 studios or something, right?
I don't even know. I can't remember.
It was a stupid amount, but they. And I mean, like that's I'm like, holy shit, like.
And they have to like. There's no excuse no more. You have to like. This generation has been bland for them, like in terms of games, and it's like
they definitely struck out. I mean,
yeah, they need to hit hard and like prove people. Like Nintendo, PlayStation proved to the audience that they can make games. Xbox needs to do that. And if they do that, this is going to be a fantastic generation for everyone. Because it'll be quality everywhere.
Right.
It's going to like spark off to different people. Like, Xbox finally got a game that can beat PlayStation quality. That means PlayStation had to try harder. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can get better stuff for us.
I mean, like the more, and this is why like I was like kind of hoping Stadia was going to do something. And that's like dead in the water now, but
when
was the last time you heard about Stadia? I heard a commercial today. It went Stadia, and then I was like,
to be fair, if I talk about Stadia, I probably get a lot of hate for it. But it's like a 50-50 for it. I think the reason the Stadia failed, and this is like 50% on that, not 100%. Is people don't want to move on. That, and we're just not ready for your internet yet. That type of internet.
I don't. Yeah, I think it's a lot of technical stuff. Like
it's technical stuff too, but I think also
it's a lot of technical stuff. And then I mean, like, sure, Google can keep throwing cash at it, but I mean, ultimately that's not going to move technology forward.
It's a stepping stone.
Like you had to have everyone be like the whole internet thing has to be capable.
Yeah, it has to be capable. Yeah, that's true.
I don't think we're a point in time where essentially what Stadia represents is like mobile gaming. Like, and I don't think we're to the.
That's what it is.
We're not in a point in technology where like there's not like satellites in the air beaming down Wi-Fi on every inch of this planet and it's high speed. It's just not what's going on right now. If it was, I mean, Stadia sounds extremely appealing. If you can just play like Doom Eternal or something right on a bus off your phone or a tablet or whatever with a controller attached to it or something, yeah. But I mean, it's just the technology is not there. I mean, it's a little bit ahead of its time. I mean, the same thing with the old company. What was it? It failed. It came out forever ago. Like, it was like G2 Games or something like that. I
don't know what you're talking about.
It was like an online service where you could stream games.
Gamefly?
It was like no, it wasn't Gamefly. It was like I can't remember what it was. If you guys know what it is, put it in the comments. But essentially, you could just stream games. It was a website.
Really?
Yeah, it was. But like 10 years ago. This was like 10 years ago.
Oh, of course, it's not gonna happen 10 years ago. That should have thought about that.
It was like really, really ahead of its time. But I mean, it obviously failed because.
You're right. I don't agree. I don't disagree with you with that. But I also think the part of the problem is people don't want to move on too. People still,
I mean, I'm definitely not ready. I mean,
it's going to happen.
I mean, Switch proves that. I mean, Switch proves that like mobility is like pretty big.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it were, but like Switch also doesn't rely on internet connection, and if they did, God help them.
My argument is like people need to realize it's going to eventually happen.
Eventually, yes,
it's cheaper.
It would 100%.
And I don't like the service games format, no. But I think people are too ignorant to realize that it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah, the climate. Yeah. We are in a weird time where the climate is 100% changing.
Yeah, it's split right now. From digital to like it's little legit. It's been a 50-50 part right now.
We're on a gradual.
Yeah, we are.
Like we're starting to see more rise of like mobile games, like shit you can just download off your phone. I mean, like I'm guilty of that. There's a game I ruined my battery in my phone because I was playing Elder Scrolls Legends for so long throughout the day. I was probably playing like I don't know 6-7 hours a day on my phone, and I burned out my battery. And I'm like, damn, that mobile game really had me gripped by the neck.
It's actually more like we live in an age of services now. Everyone's doing it. But that's completely different from actual games because you have input lag and all of that stuff. You can stream a movie, no problem. But when it comes to video games, you got to require like internet connection, lagging, and input control.
Especially like multiplayer and input too.
That's the problem.
Like there's definitely a huge delay between like mobile game. I mean, like especially like phone games and stuff.
Because I was playing Sonic Generations like 2 weeks ago on PlayStation Now. It's like a week trial they give you. Yeah. And it's a lag playing that game, like input lag. I push jump and Sonic jumps like a second later, and it's like it's very noticeable. And
that's massive too.
That's massive. But we were going too far on the topic, weren't we? We're 20 minutes in.
Yeah, I just checked.
Yeah.
So, Xbox event. You want to talk about that since we're already kind of in the ballpark here?
What's the problem?
So, all right, we watched the Xbox event.
You should watch it.
And they promised next gen graphics and stuff. They're supposed to have definitely was supposed to show like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's called Valhalla, right?
I can't pronounce it myself. I'm not going to try.
Valhalla.
I think that's right there. Valhalla.
That is the name. Yeah.
Isn't that heaven?
I mean, Valhalla is like it's like where great gods. That's where they go to
Norse gods. Norse gods. Yeah. What is it?
they're gonna show gameplay of that, and we did get gameplay, but it was maybe like it wasn't like Trek like gameplay. We saw like the game running in the engine, but it was maybe like a camera floating around in a space. It was like a pan, and it was totally not like really gameplay. There was no HUD. There was no like characters running around. You couldn't really tell between cinematic and gameplay, and I think it was done like that on purpose. So I mean, long story short, it was a disappointment to a lot of people. People are pretty upset about it, and then IGN came with an article saying that maybe you should lower your expectations for next gen.
But that was before or after that?
It was like after the Xbox. They say you should lower your expectations for next gen graphics and stuff, and I can agree with that to a certain degree.
Yeah, to a degree, yeah.
For the first 2 years.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So when PS5, Xbox Series X, is it called Xbox Series? I fucking don't know the name.
God, it's such a stupid name they did with that thing. I get it.
It's so long,
but it's just
we can agree. Yeah, we can agree that like yes, they're gonna have, which is a smart business plan. They're gonna have multiple Xboxes, and there's gonna be different tiers to buy and different price points.
It's just hard to say.
Didn't they do this with the 360 anyway? Right?
I can say
they had the arcade. They had like arcade. They had Pro, and then they had the Elite. Right?
They didn't do nothing graphic wise. I can say it more for Xbox One and Xbox One. Scorpio. What's the thing called? Xbox One X.
I think it's called Xbox One X, right?
Yeah, that one makes more sense than the Xbox Pro to Xbox Elite because they just nothing. There's more storage there. This is more about
their names are getting way too long. Like they're gonna have to.
It's hard to say.
Like X Scarlet or something. X like. Just go like just simpler times, man. Just Xbox like 720, yeah. That's what
we should be
it's like keep going up with the numbers. X 2400 or something.
The Xbox One's supposed to be the Xbox 720. You used to be like a blue Xbox logo.
I got like the Xbox name is because it's supposed to be Xbox One all in one.
Yeah.
But then come on, like when you release like do like iPhones or something like Xbox S and then like X2. That'd be cool as fuck. X2. There you go. Yeah. Simple as fuck. I mean, like, Sony was just at least, like, they're like, yeah, we're going to go PlayStation 5. It's kind of boring, but
it's boring, but it makes sense.
It's boring, but it makes sense. I mean, like, I'm not confused. I'm not trying to, like, have a stroke trying to remember the name of, like, Xbox Series X, Scarlet X.
To be fair, PlayStation 5 doesn't even sound right. It just sounds like we're in the future now.
It sounds like it's been going. It sounds like the name does need to change. I will admit, like Xbox 5 or PlayStation 5. I'm like
imagine we hit like
okay,
PlayStation 10. I think they're gonna change the name by then.
Who knows? We made it to 5. We could probably make it 5 more, right?
Like it sounds like some futuristic concept art.
Do you think we'll even make it to PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 10?
It'd be a streaming service.
What is like? So how many years? Like what is it? 5 years? We changed consoles. Except for the 360 generation, there was like a delay there.
About 6 or 7. About 5 or 6.
How long did we go through the 360 and the PS3? That was like what, 6 years?
2005 to 2013.
Yeah, that was really long.
God, 2005. That's Xbox 360 came out in 2005. People forget that.
Was it 2005? I feel like I got it in like 2007.
No, it came out. PS3 came out 2007. Xbox.
Wait, so the 360 was on the market
2 years ahead.
2 whole years?
Uh-huh.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like I have no idea. Damn.
I got my 360 2009. I think.
I have a funny story. I don't know if they ever told you this. So like I was saying, like how they have different tiers for Xboxes. So when I got my 360,
the flat one.
Well, it was like I got like the arcade, right? That's
the original one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very, very original. But when I open it, it was a Pro.
Oh, you tell me about this.
So like I had like so it goes the Xbox 360 Arcade, Pro, Elite.
Yeah.
And then the arcade didn't have like any storage.
The hard drive thing.
The Pro had and then the Pro had the big, thick silver lining hard drive at the top that you could like pop
console.
off.
Yeah.
And then it's classic, man.
Ugly.
And then they had the Elite, which is all black. And then I think it had like it had more gigs.
I think like 120 gigabytes.
Yeah, which seems like almost like stupid now. Like game. I mean, a lot of shit comes with like 1 terabyte hard drives.
We're getting a side topic though. I was gonna say Call of Duty Modern Warfare would destroy the Xbox. That's one.
You could have one game. You could have if you had Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2020 on your 360. It could be only game you could have on like console. Only game.
So you see,
pop that in. It'd probably red ring.
Pop it.
Pop it. Pop it. Put the disc in.
So people didn't like that conference. Or whatever it was called.
God, we gotten so far off track. Yeah, so people are pretty upset about it, and then Tom, whatever, I can't remember his name, from IGN wrote an article saying that people aren't ready. People aren't ready for next gen graphics, or not. No, they're not ready. They're just need to lower their expectations, and I can agree to that to a certain degree.
Me too. Yeah.
Just because. The first 2 years, we are definitely not getting anything next gen, truly next gen.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we are still getting held back from last gen. I mean, there's nothing going to be like groundbreaking the first 2 years. Because nothing's getting developed, and
I mean, there will be pretty games, but it won't hit that true mark you were talking about.
Yeah, there's nothing gameplay wise it's going to change. Like, I mean, at the end of this console generation, we finally got, and here's a good example. So we had Mag. Mag was PS3. It was supposed to be 100 players, right?
Like 100.
It was like the first.
Yeah, like the most multiplayer
on a console.
Yeah,
and that was like, yeah. So like people are freaking out. They're like, "Oh, holy shit! Like I can't believe this is like a real thing." But obviously, it comes out, doesn't work because I mean, they were attempting to do like not a battle royale per se, but they were just trying to put 100 players in a game.
Aside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't figure out how to put 100 players in a game until the end of this generation. Or not, I wouldn't say the end of this generation, but probably like maybe 3 years ago. I think, because I remember like one of the first battle royals I saw was like with Colleen. And that was like a PC game.
I think it kind of started when it wasn't Battle Royale, but it was it Battlefield 4? When you start getting like 100 player multiplayer, like 100 characters.
I don't know. I can't remember if Battlefield 4 had it. They had like 50. It was like
120.
I don't know. I think you could get like 80 or something. I don't remember ever hitting like 100 players.
100. It was just one of those multiplayer games, but it started truly.
It was like Battlefield though was like one of those where I'm like, holy shit, the map is huge.
Because it was no
like there's a
PC
shit ton of players,
but consoles couldn't reach that limit. It was a game changer on console, but PC players could did that. But what were you saying about that? Like,
well, we just now got like a new experience. Like we had we did get new graphics early on, but nothing that like we didn't have like those good graphics, and we didn't have fluid gameplay with those graphics. It's kind of like you had to take like either, you want good graphics or you want like extraordinary gameplay, and it just wasn't really working.
Yeah.
And what's getting promised now with like next generation is we're going to be able to have cinematic graphics along with groundbreaking gameplay. But I feel like we're not going to get that until like, 3 years down the road into it. Like it's going to have to be a year pass where like the console's out in the market, right? And then someone's going to have to start developing a game from like it had already been circled in through a year. So, and then if it's a AAA game, it's going to be like 4 years or something.
Yeah. Like a lot of console players kind of set this expectation bar for the next gen kind of high, because like, and it kind of was noticeable this generation where people are saying these 1080p games with 30 frames per second. Sorry, I'm burping. They're saying like these guys.
What'd you have for lunch?
Oh,
it's a Red Bull, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a chili dog though. But
chili dog.
Chili
dog.
But no, people had this
chili dog.
People had
you want a snack, buddy?
What is it? What was that?
This is a Sonic video, right? Sonic.
But console players this generation kind of set an expectation for next gen graphics and frame rate. And I'm kind of one of them, low key. Like, graphics are cool and all, but frame rate matters to me the most.
It's starting to matter to me now the older I get.
Yeah, because like we see this,
especially with I mean, frame rate 100% matters if you're playing a shooter. Yeah, like that makes that can make all the difference. The higher frame rate you got.
Yeah, it's just like, and I don't hate pretty graphics. No, it's just like I prefer the overall like.
If you had to pick one or the other, yeah, you would pick gameplay over, because gameplay is definitely king. Yeah, because like they will say like if it's like 1080p 60 frames per second, I'd eat that over 4K 30 frames per second. Right. You see what I'm saying? And that's what people want. I want more frame rate this generation, and you may get that mid, who knows? But we're currently early this generation, next generation, it's not going to happen. So. But it seems to be there's going to be like another generation of pretty games with 30 frame rate. Which I kind of did set the bar too for myself. Like, but you need a point to show people why this is a new console. Not a lot of people know what frame rate is. They see pretty graphics and they think that's new, which it is. Right. But people like us and other gamers feel like they care that they like the frame rate. I think a lot of PC players understand that a lot because, I mean, it seems like that's really what's important to like. When we're playing on PC, it's like
frame rate.
Frame rate. I mean, you have a frame rate counter at the top just so you know how many frame rates you're getting at a time.
Dude, console should add that feature, a frame rate counter.
And if you've ever seen like something really high frame rate, it looks like butter getting smeared on a screen or something. It looks really, really, really fluid. The fluidity is like. Is it fluidity? Is that the right word for that?
I see what you're coming from, but a lot of people can't see it, which is like, are you crazy? I can see frames. A lot of people can see the difference.
The first time we saw it, we were at Strong's house, and like he had a really high refresh rate on his TV, and I remember we were watching like some movie or TV show or something, and it looked weird. Like it looked, I was like confused almost. I'm like, and this is how like 2-3 years ago, and I was like, what's up with your TV? And he's like, oh, I have a high refresh rate, and this is like kind of like when I started understanding. I'm like,
really?
Oh, like so. If you have high frames, it looks so much fucking better. Yeah. I would take higher frames over, higher graphics. Because 4K, essentially 4K, you can just have like higher detail at a larger screen. That's pretty much it. Yeah. But you can have at high refresh rate, it looks smoother. Like your hand moving looks more realistic.
The animation is smoother. Yeah.
Right.
There's more animation, more frames. That's what animation is.
And the lighting looks better.
People don't like
overall will look better.
Yeah, people just don't. The casual person doesn't know what that is, and they just look at the pretty graphics, and they got to sell the graphics. So that's probably why there's so much focus
4K at 60 frames is a big nut for me, my man.
It is even possible.
It probably hurt my eye. It probably burned out my retinas real quick.
Can you imagine
my
that?
Eyes!
4K
my eyes!
Apex Legends at 60 frames per second. No, 120 frames per second. It's like a NASA computer.
My eyes!
Yeah, but I prefer frame rate. But so Xbox set an expectation for people and they didn't like it?
I think the way they worded it, they definitely worded it in a way that it did seem like
next gen.
There was going to be next gen graphics and stuff, and I blew that. I was like, "Oh, I can't wait to see some actually next gen footage." And obviously, we didn't get that, and then people were pretty upset about it. I was like, so we did watch it. We have a video on our channel, and you could just see that, you can see in the video, I'm yawning because it's just.
Oh, you're yawning?
Yeah, and I was surprised you didn't put that in the thumbnail, but I did yawn like 5 times because I was getting bored.
Because I'm like, I had no expectations for it. I didn't know what to expect.
You didn't set the bar high for you.
No, and I was still disappointed.
Well, I thought at least we're gonna get like just a little smidget of like something at the end, I
don't know. It just
because just the way they worded it, and then obviously it got bombs. It got like people disliked the shit out of it, and
Yeah, when you sent me the link, I like, what's all the dislikes for?
That's the first thing I saw too, and I was like, oh, that can't be good.
I mean, it's what can it do?
All
bad?
Dislikes.
Man, didn't they show gameplay of that gun game, the Memory Infinite, whatever that game called?
Oh, Memory Bright. Bright Memory. I think it's Bright Memory.
Yeah, that was a gameplay. It's like the only gameplay I remember.
That was gameplay. That did look cool.
Yeah,
you can tell it was like it wasn't on. It's almost like on the Cry engine or something, right?
Apparently, that game isn't. That game's a cross-gen game. Apparently,
it is. I don't know.
Apparently, it's because a cross-gen game, so it might be coming to like PS4, Xbox One.
What really blows my mind about that is like it was made by one guy.
Yeah, that's what is blowing a lot of people.
That's insane.
Yeah.
How the fuck did one guy make that?
You made it.
Which makes me. I'm kind of skeptical about that because I'm like, does it run like shit or something, or like what is the default here?
You see a lot of fan games made by one person. You do a lot of work. It just take them a lot of time. Who's funding this though? Can't do this on his own. Oh.
Who's like engine is it in?
I have no idea.
Guess maybe Xbox or no. That entire conference was all third party games. That's why I was thinking that we're actually going to see some next gen stuff if it was third party. But I mean, obviously speaking, I kept my expectations low. In thinking that like, oh, we're probably not going to get anything like truly next gen, but I wanted to see something.
That's why they said that's why they had that little specialized logo on the bottom for like optimized. What was it called? Like they made this
smart delivery, I think.
Yeah, so that confirms it's a cross-gen game.
No, I like that. That's great. Like if you buy it on this console, you get a next gen because that's like one of the first things that sucks about getting a new console. If you get a console at launch date, there's nothing to play. There's nothing to play.
You do that's not Microsoft's choice though, right? People don't know that. It's actually the developer's choice, not Microsoft's. So that's why
Microsoft. Well, I mean, obviously, Microsoft has had to pay them something for compensation for lost,
they give
lost money.
They give them
That's what I'm saying. Like that, Microsoft has deep pockets and they can throw away money like that if it helps. And look, they're checking a little box to secure like someone buying an Xbox Series X next gen. True. You have your games right off the bat as soon as you boot it up. Which I mean, it's not going to be a next gen game, but you have something to play on your next gen console, right? Like
I just don't want people to have this expectation that literally every single Xbox One game is going to be like that. No, it's not. It's going to be like the developer's choice.
If they believe that, they're like fools. So like
that's
they
what
really
I'm
don't
afraid
know what
of.
they're talking about.
That's what
I'm burping.
I think it'll be something like Rockstar will do it. 2K may do it. It just depends on the developer who will do it. But just don't expect.
I wonder how long is it going to take for? You think Sony's going to do that?
Mm-mm.
I think if Sony doesn't do that, I think that might be. I mean, I don't know if that would be a deciding factor on someone buying a PS5 versus an Xbox Series X, but I
don't know. To be fair, I don't know what Sony's in. I can't read Sony this generation. I can read Xbox.
I really hope. Well, they haven't. They're trying not to show anything because I guess they're still trying to figure stuff out.
It's not that. Maybe it is that. I don't know. I just can't read Sony's like motivation here this generation. Microsoft clearly want to put on emphasis on games and get a bad experience, like get these first party games and all that mess out.
Well, it definitely seems like Sony's like what they've been trying to do is this exclusives. They're really trying to like nail down the exclusives.
Yeah, I think that's pretty sure. Yeah,
especially definitely on the back end. Definitely on the back end, they're really doubling down on like their exclusivity. Like that's their selling points. Like we have Spider-Man, we have God of War, we have Horizon.
Yeah, like
that is what they're selling.
But they also need like a consumer selling point too.
They could be getting the weeds though because of
who knows?
Because they didn't have any competition really this year, or not this year, but this generation. Because if we're being directly honest, the Xbox was kind of eating shit this year.
They were
this generation.
And I'm not licking a boot here or anything, but like when people remember the crossplay thing, People giving like PlayStation crap for it. The fact is they didn't do it because they didn't need to do it. They were still dominating.
Right.
Even though like the option is nice, I love that option, but from a company standpoint, they had to do nothing. People still buying PS4 didn't. And supporting PS4, even despite having it. But
that's kind of bad though. That's what's kind of bad for it. Is because like that's putting them in the same exact place that the PS2 put them in, was being cocky about it. Like, no, we don't need to do shit. But just because you don't need to do it, company wise, I mean, for long run, that could hurt you long run, because if you had to learn your lesson from the PS2 when you went to PS3. Like, you can't be cocky. You have to kind of bite the bullet on certain things, and you have to think. They have to think in what's in the best interest for the gamer.
That's the thing, though. That's the problem.
But I mean, of course, that's not going to be like covered on spreadsheets, and
But that was like
because we can't forget. Like, God, I keep losing focus here.
If it's like Nintendo, Xbox, that was like dominating this generation, they wouldn't do it either. No matter how much you think they will, they didn't have no reason to, because the console is still selling. It's like price drops.
This is why. I mean, this could be a reason why too. Like, Nintendo never dropped their prices. It's because like
still buy it.
Because people are going to still buy them regardless.
It's the exact same argument for that too. Yeah, you're right. And that's probably why.
But also, I don't think that they probably can't. They can't afford to drop it anyway. Because I mean,
if they can afford that.
I don't know. I mean, like
they're the biggest profit from the game.
They probably should, but they don't. They're not really shit. They don't have like third-party access a lot. I mean, they have a little bit, but they don't really have like They're slowly getting there, but I mean, like whatever games are coming out on big games like Witcher or Doom or something. It's coming years like after the fact. Like
you're a disgusting human being playing a third-party game like that on a Switch. I heard Doom actually run pretty well on Switch though.
Did it really?
Yeah,
that's weird.
Like something.
Could you imagine 60 frames on a Switch?
Yeah,
God tier.
I think like their first-party games are 60 frames. I think Mario Odyssey is 60 frames per second, and it's gorgeous. I think
are you fucking with me? Are you serious? Like, that actually had 60 frames?
Yeah, because it's low poly games compared to PS4 and Xbox One. So they can run those frame rate. Yeah. They can run that easily. Because Nintendo games are usually always 60 frames, I'm not mistaken. Because they have low poly assets compared to their competitor. But I don't know. It's just like, I just hope Sony makes some right move in terms of consumer standpoint. I don't want them to be cocky. They're on the right track right now in terms of like how they did the PS4. Don't mess it up.
Yeah, I really
don't mess it up.
So I'm hoping they are considering the fact of like what's going on, and they're self-conscious of what happened, and then make sure that they don't make the same mistake. Just because you're in the lead doesn't mean like
you're unstoppable.
You can't trip and like eat shit and lose again.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope they don't. I hope that that's what people keep saying. That people keep saying that arrogant Sony is back, and I hope that isn't true.
Because what we do not want is a fucking monopoly. That could be the worst thing possible. We do not want one company to succeed, because if let's say Xbox and Nintendo eat shit, and like PlayStation is the only thing that's doing good, they're going to be so far up their own ass that they're going to be so blind to what's going on.
That's the crossplay situation. That was a crossplay situation.
Yeah, like crossplay. Yeah. They were up their own ass about it, and that's like shitty for everyone.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, your consumers aren't being like, just because like you're doing well now doesn't mean you're going to be doing well in the next 5 years because you didn't do crossplay.
Yeah.
Everyone else is doing it. But what needs to happen is like Xbox needs to come out hitting hard with some exclusives. That's only going to help everyone else, because everyone else needs to up their fucking game.
The thing about it's so funny with Xbox. And it's understandable for Nintendo. PlayStation finally hits Nintendo's point in terms of exclusive. Like the reason about that console, despite people like there's Xbox fans, Xbox need to somehow have that bring their audience. Like, because apparently Halo and Gears of War, they're not cutting it no more. Like,
no,
people will buy a Switch.
You can't be one trick pony. You can't just like keep doing the same shit over and over. And that's what like getting me curious about like Nintendo. Is like how many Mario games can you sell? Like,
I mean, no, it's still selling like hotcakes because that's their title, and that's why people buy the new console because they have that. Sony just now getting that. Sony in this generation now has hit that Nintendo exclusive footing. Now they have like apparently God of War now and a Rising sequel. Now Spider-Man, probably their biggest one there.
Yeah,
Xbox doesn't have
Spider-Man, Horizon, God of War.
Spider-Man. I mean, Microsoft doesn't have that footing no more because their original IPs are just like bland now. I hate to say that, but it's just like I think the only good one is Forza now. Maybe it's the only one that's holding their hands, but like
Forza Horizon or whatever.
Yeah, Halo and Gears, they're not cutting it no more for people. Sadly, I mean, I heard that 343 is going to do.
Well, I mean, I think it might be cutting for people if it was. I mean, good. I mean, Halo 5 wasn't good at all. Really.
I heard their new one's gonna.
They had like a couple of things that were good. Like Warzone was. I like Warzone.
Yeah.
But like for the overall, like the campaign, which is mainly like what Halo's like really known for. That and the multiplayer, but I mean, it didn't do so hot. God damn it! I cannot fix my camera.
It was fine there. There you go.
There we go. I don't know why it's like not focused. It's like focusing and then not focusing. It's being weird.
That's as long as we ever spend on the topic, I think.
Oh, we're not done yet. So, because today we got a tech demo for next gen consoles.
This is a topic,
and we kind of see, okay. This we did get so today. Summer of Games with Jeff Keighley, they had a Unreal Engine 5 announcement. So we're getting Unreal Engine 5 2021. Mm-hmm. This shit looks insane.
It does.
And from a developer standpoint, and me taking kind of understand what's going on, this shit is going to make making games so much easier. Like to be able to, so ZBrush is like almost like a sculpting program, and like it makes really high detailed like sculptures. And then what you have to do now, if you want to put that into a game, you have to take your sculpture and it's going to have like a lot of polygons, and essentially what happens is like they get turned into squares. So
polygons are squares.
When you put like a polygon in an engine, what happens is if there's a square, the square for a lighting effect to hit that like polygon, it has to cut it in half. Well, and when it cuts it in half, it makes it two faces. So let's say you had a polygon that's a square, it has like 10 faces or something, right? Well, when you put it in the engine, it's going to get turned into 20.
Yeah.
Because it has to have like lighting. So if you make a ZBrush like sculpture, it's probably going to have like about 1 million, depending on how detailed it has like 1 million. And what has to happen is you have to send that over to another artist, and that artist is going to have to reconfigure the polygons to bring out the poly count really low, and it's going to take out some detail. With this new engine, which makes it insane, they can take a ZBrush sculpture that has millions and millions of polygons and just put it right into the game. Essentially, what we're getting is movie quality assets in a video game, and we're gonna be able to play with the movie assets and stuff. Like it's gonna be in the background, but it's also we can probably get destructible like environments.
Did you see the environment in this tech demo? That blew me away. That's insane how it looks. Like
the lighting, and then what is the lighting called? I can't remember the name of it exactly.
Was it using global illumination? Was it using that?
Global illumination, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just pretty much essentially what global illumination is. It's just like real world lighting. Mm-hmm. So in the past, like other games, what they have to do is they have like these little tiny lamps, and they have to adjust the lighting on everything in the room.
Spotlight.
It's just pre-set up lighting that you can't see.
Yeah.
And that's how they light. It doesn't look realistic because, I mean, you can try to make it as realistic as possible, but it really doesn't not look realistic. With global illumination, what happens, it makes the world dark, and then they put a realistic sun, and then it hits all the areas.
Sun and sky, baby. You remember that?
Yeah. It looks incredible. It looks, I mean, it's very realistic looking. And I just want to, I'm going to show a clip real quick of it because this looks so sick and I really want to talk about it.
Yeah, like, when I saw this and I see people make comments like, this is like a PS4 game, there's nothing new. Are you insane? What PS4 game have you been playing that looks like this? Because it ain't Uncharted 4, it ain't God of War. This game looks, this when I saw this tech demo, it looks next gen.
Okay, so yeah, look at this stuff.
Oh, God.
This is absolutely insane.
You seen the wireframe of this? Yeah, there it goes.
So this is not in the wireframe. So what happens? This is all triangles, and triangles is like bad for games, right? Like when you're putting in polygons, you want to have 4 sides. You want to have a square because squares they can cut in half. They make two triangles, and you're only really doubling. So you're only getting 20. But if you import, let's say like 6 triangles, you're getting more than 12. Like it has to cut it in half, and it's going to be even double that. So essentially, it like quadruples your poly count. These are all triangles, and they can all work.
And it's running on an engine too.
Yeah, it's all running an engine.
Look at this, it's so beautiful. I didn't even see this part. I was looking at the flying part.
You just see the beginning of this?
No, I just seen the flying stuff. Jeff Keighley tweeted it out.
But just like the lighting bouncing around, I mean, just like just the geometry is insane. So this is true next gen. This is actually
this is what I felt.
Actually, what next gen's gonna be like.
Yeah.
And granted, I mean, this looks it looks incredible. We're not yet to the point where it's like realistically plugging our head into the game or anything. But I mean, if the game can look like this and run perfectly fine, and then I can have destructible like environments, and then like the draw, also like the draw is really fascinating, is because you're not loading, like you're not seeing like backgrounds load in once you walk up to them. They're already loaded.
And it was interesting too. This is actually an alpha PS5 apparently.
This is like it's a dev kit that was made on not even an actual PS5.
So we're gonna get a game like this probably like 2 years in a cycle, 2-3 years.
2-3 years, yeah. It's but also what this is just a tech demo too. I mean, obviously this is pushing it as far as it can go, but 2-3 years in, maybe even 4.
I give it 2. I give it 3.
Because you really don't start really seeing next gen stuff.
Yeah, they show
true next gen unless starting at 3 years and then moving further. But I mean, like at 5, when you're 5 years in, I mean that's when it's actually. I mean, we're really fucking about to set our console on fire.
Can you believe we're at this point now? It's insane, dude.
I just want to know what is this? I mean, like how many more years do we have of like just sitting down with a controller in our hand?
3 years. 3 years.
Yeah, but like when are we gonna move over to like into VR and stuff?
With this,
show me a VR game that looks like this.
Like a legit game, not a tech demo game.
That is truly like making forward steps into technology. When a VR game can have this amount of graphics.
Look, you see how they're showing like all the little stuff is moving on one screen. That's what those rats are there for, and the rocks.
I think those were beetles.
It'd be cool to make this to a game too.
Yeah, this is this is a demo I think you can play, but
they're not letting it.
Yeah, it's just a tech demo. It's not an actual real game.
Yeah. And
they were talking about the statue, saying that it has over the statue alone has over, I think, 1 million polygons.
I think the bigger these games is gonna be a one game size.
Well, I think like an entire game can look like a cinematic cut trailer.
No, I'm talking about the how much storage these games would take.
That's what that's like the first thing I thought, because I mean, if you notice, this generation, I mean, games have gotten so big. I mean, they're getting grossly big. And I mean, some people say that like games are going to get smaller, but I
no,
disagree.
That's not true. Yeah,
I feel like games are going to be like
the higher the resolution quality count, the higher the file.
I really think probably 3 years in next gen, we're going to have like a 200 gig game or something.
The only way to reduce storage is go all cloud-based games.
And that would probably make the most sense.
Yeah, but the quality won't be 100% there because it's streaming.
Oh, also in this room, there's over 10 billion polygons.
It's just a cutscene here.
This is not a cutscene. This is gameplay.
No, I mean the camera angles right here. Or is a cutscene right here? See,
I think this is all gameplay.
Some of it's gameplay, some of it's cutscene. You can tell unless they're just doing camera angle differently.
I think they just might be doing camera angles.
Like when it zooms out like that, then this is gameplay here. This is gameplay right here.
Because it almost seems like, but it almost seems like they don't need to do game, or they. Why would they need to do a cutscene when the game already looks like this?
Smoothly transition.
Now this is
cutscene here, and when she zooms out, you can see the camera angle. Like right here, this is gameplay.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Look at this. This is all gameplay here. When I saw this, I like holy, like this looks like this is sold to me as a next gen. This is what I want. The lighting, the environment, that sensation of these kind of games, like this is.
Dude, I'll be real with you. I got goosebumps really quickly. I was like, holy shit! Like just seeing the lighting alone hit the rocks was like
exactly
breathtaking. I'm like, this looks insane. And just like look at the blue. Look at the blue on this and shit.
Yeah.
Like this, the lighting depth is crazy. Look at the lighting here. Like it's just hitting the realistic lighting.
Imagine the stories
just like hitting
these
rocks, and it's just like look right here where it's just like highlighting everything. It just looks great.
Like it's stuff like this to make me passionate about video games and stuff like this. Like look at this. Imagine the stories and gameplay they can tell now, like even better. Stuff like this. That looks realistic from here. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, look at this shit.
Go back to
wait. Hold on, you haven't seen any of this, right? Like, cause they changed the lighting, they moved the sun around, and it looks crazy. You see the rocks falling.
Yeah.
Okay, then they can break off the camera. But look at that.
This is like a debug mode.
You show me a picture of this, I would tell you that's real.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's a real picture.
And I don't get that feeling no more with video games. Because maybe I get so adjusted to graphics at the time, the console graphics we have now.
And like graphics aren't everything. I mean, this is great
not.
And all.
But it's like icing on the cake.
What makes me super excited in this video, they talk about how like this is graphics too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, this is graphics and gameplay, and like you can interact with that. Like it used to, you'd only have one or the other. Now that's not the case anymore.
Either one or the other.
Because I mean, a lot of first-person like PS4 games look like that at the beginning of the game. It's like you get those like super polished, like high cinematic, moments, but then the rest of the game, you don't pick that up anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what I was talking about right here, where they changed the lighting.
Spider-Man, you can
like look at this.
Use any game engine. That's crazy.
Like just low lighting. Even in low lighting, it looks incredible. It's just light leaking. Give me this too with day-night cycles.
Yeah, I hope they put more emphasis on like environments too, like snow and all that stuff. Make you slip and ice and all that stuff. Oh, that's a big focus this generation too. Environments.
Well, dude, we're getting close to we're hitting the hour mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you want to have any closing thoughts on this?
Was it the last topic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, wow, you did good on that.
Yeah, we already went through an hour straight talking about games.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. These episodes going to be we usually say an hour, but we've been going over 40 minutes over an hour sometimes. It's hard to render. It's making it easier to put this video out faster. Thank you for spending an hour with us, guys. It means a lot. It should be nice.
Yeah, I mean, really, an hour of your time is, I mean, that does really, truly mean a lot. And
yeah,
I say that, again, I say this every video, but like, it really does mean a huge amount to me and Tay that you guys made it straight to the end.
Yeah.
If you guys like this, give us a like. If you guys dislike us, give us a dislike. But I mean, we've been pretty consistent with our likes, at least.
Yeah.
That makes me really happy.
I'm glad we're on episode 6. We kept going as smoothly. So it's been smoothly so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been slowly getting better.
Normalizing it. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, guys, it does mean a lot standing this long to the video, listening, commenting, and liking, all that stuff. But yeah, also hit that notification button too.
What?
So notification button to get reminded like when we upload these videos. Share it too. It means a lot.
Yeah, if you guys if you guys want to support the channel and stuff, please share it with your friends and stuff. We're just trying to grow right now. Just because like we're like a small YouTube channel, it's really hard to grow and be a part of the algorithm and stuff. So it really does mean a lot if you guys share us with your friends and stuff. But I mean, we just appreciate you guys just watching and just making it towards the end. That shows you that, I mean, like we really do care. Yeah, it means like an extreme amount to us. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week. And don't forget to check out Shipwreck Mondays, and then we'll also have probably
new episode. Well, not episode, but
we're gonna have a what's that?
I can say the word.
Ghost to Tsushima. Yeah, that actually will come out tomorrow for us, but when we post this video, it'll be on Friday. But Ghost to Tsushima will. But we are doing that. So if you guys haven't seen us react to Ghost to Tsushima, go check that video out right now.
I love how that works. Yeah, be ahead of the game. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Take care. Wear a mask and be safe.
Thanks, guys.